This is a puffy face, right? So I've stopped crying long enough to be able to do this video because I spend days and days, all my time, talking on social media about breakthroughs that I help other people have, things that I help other people with, problems that people have, strategies, solutions for business, mindset, life, feelings. And not often do I find a therapist or a coach that can help me do the same. So this morning I've had a taste of my own medicine from the incredible Hayley Perkins, who is helping me with some lifelong weight issues. And you see, the weight is not the issue. The food is not the issue. My attachment and beliefs around why I need what I need when I need it is the issue. And I knew this. And it's taken me, well, I'm 50, nearly 51, all this time to find someone who can go to the depths that I go to. And this morning, that happened. So this is the impact of a lot of old tears being released when I found Hayley's help. A very old belief around self-worth. It's not at all a surprise to me now I look back at it, because what happens is when you unpin a belief, a really powerful, strong one, at its source, i.e. where you created it, your childhood typically, something called a gestalt happens. So this is therapy. You've probably heard of gestalt therapy. A gestalt happens where the brain says, well, that was a lie that you told yourself back then. That was crap. So let's go and look at all the times you used that lie, you used that crap for the rest of your life, because that can't be true either. So it's been a really emotional, busy-brained, eye-flickering morning for me, which Emma, my wife, has been like, I don't know whether to hug you or what to do. I'm like, my brain is just having a good old sort out, because a belief of I'm not quite good enough sat with me right in the background, so far in the background that I haven't been able to find it. And by the way, as a coach, you can't coach yourself through this stuff. It's like an eye surgeon doing eye surgery on themselves. They simply can't. So finding really good therapists, and when you're, or coaches, is really, really important. The one that's really right for you, that you feel safe with. It's absolutely the most important part. It's not about their cracking marketing. It's about your own feeling of resonation. If someone resonates with you, if you absolutely feel they're right for you, then they are. Not because they've got clever pictures or use great headlines or keep you on videos, or it's really about your own intuition. And make sure you're using that, by the way. Yeah, I check in with that. People say they want to work with me. I want to know why. You know, I really do. If they're feeling it, then they're feeling it. So anyway, so with Hayley Perkins, I've been I've done a bit of work with her a few years ago. I obviously wasn't ready, because when you're ready, you're ready. Now I'm on a group program, and we're only in week 2 of it, and already it's been incredible. The women in it are just ready to share. It's a really powerful experience, and Hayley's created a beautiful safe space. So it's not often I say that. It's very rare. In fact, I can count on one hand in the whole time I've been in personal development, which is many, many, many years, that I can say that there's a safe space like the ones I create. So of course I need those too. And now I really understand. So all my clients that are watching this will be going, had a taste of your own medicine, have you? Lots of crying, lots of realizations, lots of revisiting past stuff that happened to understand that it wasn't true. That belief of you're not quite good enough. And there's so many things my brain is going, oh, and when you behaved like a complete idiot at that thing, that's because you didn't think you were good enough for those people when you were 18. And this is why you smoked, actually. It was like what gave you that confidence. And this is why you did this. This is why you did that. There's so much stuff. I found literally so much stuff around this today. It's crazy. And if you've done lots of personal development, I'd love to hear your story here about what you discovered and what it was creating for you, because you see, the unconscious stuff you don't know about, and it doesn't matter how good you are in your life or how much personal development you do, it will still come up. I've been doing personal development for 30 years. Something will still come up and go, oh my God, there it is. And that is my feeling this morning. So yeah, your unconscious is controlling everything, not your conscious. You think and behave exactly as you want to. No, you don't. Your unconscious is driving everything. And if there's stuff going on for you that you don't want to have happen, behaviors, thoughts, feelings, outcomes that are shit, that you don't like, stuff you tell yourself, which stuff you're doing, repeatedly doing, that you just can't understand, is because it's going on in the unconscious. And you have to make that conscious. You'll hear me say this a lot. And once you make that conscious, which is what's happened to me this morning, I'm like, that's a ridiculous belief that I created, and I know why. So when I was at school, I used to have a best friend called Claire, who we were inseparable. She was not the right friend for me when I look back here. My mum hated it. And then we had a fallout over a boy, you know, as you do. So I was about 12. And that, she was in the same year as me, but she came from a rough part of town and she knew a lot of bad people, is all I can say. Like the people had the reputation for having people killed kind of reputation. And that turned nasty, and that friendship went very sour, and she obviously wasn't very happy with what happened with that friendship. Going into lots of detail, but the consequences of it were that she then turned everybody against me in the class, and everybody was scared of her, and so I had no friends at school. And my brain created, I'm just not good enough to have as a friend. But not just her, but all the other people. Like, I wasn't good enough to fight for. I wasn't good enough to be their friend because they were too scared of her. So I'm nice and I'm a good friend and I'm likable and I'm fun and all these things, but not quite enough. Not good enough. Not quite good enough. Not even not good enough, not quite good enough. And that belief has stayed with me my whole life. Not quite good enough for friends to stay. Not quite good enough to fill out all my programs completely. Like, they'll be full enough, but not just that right amount. So there's a whole load of stuff that has been following me around. So I'm intrigued now as to the difference it's going to make in me. Because of course I'm more than enough. In fact, some people say I'm extra, because of course when you don't feel like you're quite enough, you go the extra mile to be enough, right? Whereas if you feel like you're enough, being enough is enough, being you is enough. And the irony is I talk a lot about this. Now I know why, because my unconscious has been trying to tell me, you've got this little thing here, this little bit, this spanner in the works. It's not a massive thing, but it is. It's underpinning a load of stuff. And now it's not there. When I think about that now, it's not there. And that's the power of the unconscious mind and the work. I look like a puffer fish, and I feel a bit war-torn physically and emotionally, but I know that this morning has been a proper game changer. If you ever have times in your life where you know that, then you know it. So I just wanted to share that, along with all the, I've got a new car and life's amazing and I've worked with all these clients and I changed their lives, and, you know, I've got the perfect wife and the perfect life, and, you know, I've got stuff in my life, you know. Sometimes that perfection, you always want more. If you're running, I'm not quite good enough, you always want the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So it'd be interesting, because what I've got is fabulous. I'm a very lucky person. I've created an amazing life for myself. So yeah, if you're feeling any of these things, then get some help from me or whoever resonates with you, because you need to get rid of the stuff that's being in your own way, the stuff that's stopping you from moving forward, and you probably don't even know what it is. But if you find yourself saying, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep thinking that? Oh God, this always happens to me. You've got some pattern-based stuff that's going on based on an old belief that's sitting in the back, a bit like, you know, an old version of software that's messing up the whole of your life. So anyway, this is a very long video, and I'm not at all apologetic for it, because you'll either still be watching it and resonating, or you'll have switched off after 2 seconds and gone and watched something way more exciting, some sort of massive strategy to make you 7 figures, or to make you more lovable, or to help you lose 10 stone in the next 3 weeks, because of course we're all after that quick fix. And let me tell you now, real true personal development and personal empowerment is not a quick fix. It's not a beautiful, oh my God, I had a bath and I had this revelation and I did some sort of meditation, told myself I was amazing and I was okay. Let me tell you, it's not. It can be this. It can be really painful. It can be quite scary. You will resist it. You will be terrified at times. But the euphoria and the revelations that come from setting yourself free from the inside out are beyond anything you could ever imagine if you haven't done it. And if you want to start doing that in a deep structure way, just like I have today with the thanks of Hayley, then do it. Just get on with it. Because it's too scary to stay stuck, let me tell you. Staying stuck is not an option. You have got one life in that body. Why stay where you are? Let's get moving. I'm glad to have been moving today, and I'm intrigued as to what's going to happen next.